this race. Lawso, I think, hoping that his capture card lives a few more days here so he can make it through the rest of this tournament.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll survive this one.
You hope so. All right, looks like our runners are off.
Here we go. World 1-1. Let's go.
So both of our runners grabbing a mushroom here in 1-1 with the eventual goal of getting a tail in the first fortress. But this is the fastest mushroom to get along that route. It's like both of them handling 1-1 nice and easy.
Yep, usually when they were going for the early P-speed at the start of the level, sometimes that piranha plant can be quite a nuisance. So both of them were able to take care of that just fine.
Yeah, it looked like both of them went with the kind of safe option of just doing a turn back on the pipe. As we see, Lawso getting slightly earlier P-speed here does keep it. Louis unable to get any P-speed here in 1-2, but moving his way through the stage here. So Lawso with a slight early lead, but nothing too crazy just yet.
Now, for getting P-speed in 1-2, that's pretty much sub-pixel dependent, right?
There's a couple of setups that you can do. One of them pretty difficult to do. We see Lawso did get that. Louis didn't.
I just see the fire flower. Mario
yeah, it popped up for me there too. Lawso having a little fun with his background there. It's both of our runners picking up the whistle that we all learned about from the wizard. This is the Warpless category, so they won't actually, hopefully not, use these whistles, but that's the fastest way to beat the first fortress, so both of the runners grabbing that in order to get out of that stage as quickly as possible.
Yeah, plus that whistle will stay in the first item slot in the inventory, so sometimes mistakes can happen and accidentally use the whistle, so...
Yeah, we have seen it happen in a couple of races in this tournament, so it's something you have to kind of keep in the back of your mind the entire time. We see Louis taking a hit at the end of 1-5. There is a mushroom that isn't too difficult to pick up here in 1-6. So it looks like he'll be probably going that route, as you do want to have fire as you make your way to the Larry fight. So Louis picking up the hammer bro a little earlier than Lawso. Lawso with a nice Superman jump there in 1-6. And here we see Louis picking up that mushroom, so pretty clean World 1 for Lawso. Louis had a couple of hiccups here and there, but overall not too bad either. And Lawso's going to get a little bit of extra luck here. He's actually going to pick up a Fire Flower because of the position on the map that Hammer Bro was at. The one he was at right there spawns a power-up. So Lawso able to get his Fire Flower even a little bit earlier. Louis is going to have to pick his up on the airship itself.
Alright, so we do arrive at the airship here. We see Rupert's dog, Smokey Robinson.
Shout out to Smokey Robinson.
Yes, as you can see, the kings have been transformed into various animals in the game, so Mario has to traverse the airship, which is pretty much a lot of auto-scrollers.
Yeah.
And I believe the normal speed goes at, is it 30 pixels per second? Am I right?
I believe it's 30 pixels per second on a normal auto-scroller. If I'm doing math right, which sometimes I can do.
Yeah, math is hard sometimes.
Math is super hard. You gotta, like, take numbers and then do stuff with them with other numbers.
Alright, so we do see Louis picking up the Fire Flower in the airship. See Lawso going for the fire kill here on, I keep forgetting their names. I always mix them up, too.
It's Larry, yeah. Larry is our first one. Oh, we see Louis actually takes a hit right before shooting out that last fireball. So does get the fire kill, but does lose his Fire Flower in the process. So that's going to cost Louis not a whole lot of time as we move into World 2, but that is going to give Lawso just a slight more lead. I think we had a couple of questions. I don't know what we do in terms of ties. There might be something in the language of the tournament rules, but I think what we might do is just run it back. And in case a runner does use a whistle, what they're allowed to do is to reset and to re-enter the world that they had that they had just completed. So, like, let's say you complete World 4, use your whistle somewhere in World 5. You can go back to the start of World 5 and keep going. So it doesn't completely kill your run, but in a setting like this, especially late stages, it's something that's just more than likely going to lose you the race. And
it's a pretty huge time loss as well, because
you
have to literally go back to where you were.
Yeah, so both of our runners making it through 2-1 pretty easily here. See both of our runners trying to hop their way across 2-2 nice and easy.
Yeah, there is a platform there that moves to the right that actually acts like a magnetic pole when you jump on it, so you can't really basically move forward. So they did the butt slide to gain more speed, and then they were able to jump off the various platforms.
So we see 2F here. Also trying to go for an early piece, but he doesn't quite get it. We'll see if Louis also not able to pull it off. So no P-speed. Louis does get it right at the end here, going into this last room. But we're going to see a little bit of time gain here from Lawso, as he does have that Fire Flower. It's fastest to kill any Boom Boom with 5 fireballs compared to jumping on them 3 times. So Lawso's going to gain a little bit of time here, provided he can hang on to this Fire Flower to the rest of this fortress. And there we get to see kind of a nice, almost mirror image of how much faster it really is to kill off Boom Boom with a Fire Flower.
Yep. 5 fireball shots versus 3 stomps. So in this case, more is better.
You see Lawso going for the red rocket. He's going to try to carry this red Koopa shell all the way to the end here. Oh, and loses his fireball and does lose. Oh, he gets hit again.
Oh my
gosh. Red
gosh.
rocket not coming in handy for him here. We see Louis able to get the normal strat here, just using that Koopa shell to clear up that spot for the pipe. So taking 2 hits there has cost Lawso this lead. But one thing that I guess we haven't talked about yet is the Hammer Bros in World 2. We see Louis going past one of the Hammer Bros. There's one music box and one hammer. And since hammers allow you to skip stages, it's very, very useful in a category like Warpless. The music box doesn't have quite as much use, so our runners are going to try to skip over that music box and fight just that hammer. Looks like Louis got a pretty decent pattern where he can know exactly which music box that is. But looks like Lawso's going to have to, based on how the Hammer Bros face once they stop moving, to see which one he wants. We see Louis taking a hit in 2-5, tries to go for that mushroom. Unfortunately, it goes the opposite way, grabs the other backup here. So both our runners having a little bit of trouble kind of keeping their power-ups here in World 2.
Yeah, Lawso forewent the mushroom in 2-5. So he's probably going to pick it up in the pyramid level.
Yeah, that's going to more than likely be what he decides to go for here. So yeah, Lawso using the direction the bros face to tell which one is the hammer. It's a tech that was found pretty recently, actually, something we really didn't know about until a viewer just happened to notice it. So it's been actually super helpful in this category to kind of get the bros that you want. Well, both our runners entering the pyramid now. Pretty difficult technical stage early on. You want to navigate through these walls while using Buzzy Beetles and trying to keep your P-speed as much as possible.
Alright, looks like Louis gets through it just fine. A little bit of a hiccup, trying to crouch underneath the stack of bricks there. It's not much of an issue.
Yeah, also out. Not too bad either, having to pick up that mushroom.
Alright, now both of them are going to be heading into the World 2 airship.
Yeah, so Louis has taken a slight lead here through World 2. I think really that 2-3. Lawso going for that red rocket strat, which saves just a few frames if you pull it all together, but those look really, really cool. And that's kind of Lawso's MO. If it looks cool, he's probably going to go for it. But does cost him a fair chunk of time here. So Louis will have a slight lead moving into World 3, but still very early on in the race.
Yeah, and this airship does contain a fire flower, so they have an opportunity to go for another fire kill against Morton.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the Morton kill lines up with having to pick up the fire flower. It's all dependent on how many map movements you have to make, how many movements the Hammer Bros make, all that kind of stuff. It's all based on how long it takes you to get from the end of the previous stage to the pipe itself. So I'm curious to see if the runners kind of know exactly what kind of pattern they're going to get from Morton. If they're going to go for that fire kill or just go for the jumps.
Alright, Louis is about to approach the boss room right now. Looks like he got a pretty favorable pattern there.
Yeah, that's a really good pattern for Morton. Looks like Lawso going to decide just to do the jump kills here.
Now, although Morton's a big boy, he didn't have the shaking ability. He's maybe just a pound off from being a heavyweight, so...
Yeah, he just sneaks into the welterweight division. Some pound shredding at the weigh-in.
Yeah, so his looks could be deceiving in that situation, but both of them get through it just fine.
It looks like about a 3 to 4 second lead for Louis as we move into World 3. Again, another world where the Hammer Bros have a lot to do with the luck of this world. As we see a nice little first frame jump there from Louis. Good old first, he saves a few frames. But you'll see on the overworld here, as our players exit a stage, that there's bridges that move up and down every time. There's actually another set of bridges that are just off screen, and it's very important that those bridges be set up in such a way that they can use it to cloud past 3.6 all the way to 3.8, skipping effectively the second half of the world. But how they're going to do that is by clearing every stage and fighting both of these Hammer Bros, as we see Louis with a very nice P-speed setup here in 3.2. Unable to get that bounce there. So it's going to have to take it a little slow here towards the end. 3-2 is a difficult stage no matter what you really do with it. You have to always deal with something awful.
Yeah, exactly. Mainly the Sheeps and their horrible hitboxes.
Yeah, but looks like both of them are out just fine. So our runners are going to try to clear every stage here without dying, and also going to try and hope that these bros stay on screen. We see Louis, one of his Hammer Bros is heading over towards that top corner, which is where you don't want to see them go, because they can run away from there.
It looks like both players getting through 3-3 pretty nicely, keeping P-speed throughout the rest of the way.
Yeah, 3-3 is a stage with the rising and falling platforms, makes it very difficult if anything goes like quite wrong from your script to kind of keep that P-speed, but both runners executing very nicely there. See if either of our runners go for third door here. Looks like Louis taking the sixth door. See what Lawso decides to do. Looks like he's also going to go with the sixth door.
No third door.
Yeah, no third door. I'm sad. Lawso re-entering the door, just kind of showing off. Maybe he can do that. But you can actually enter into the third door and have a single frame to re-enter it and head to Boom Boom's room, skipping that kind of middle section. Saves about 6 seconds if you get it, but loses about 15 if you don't. So it's a pretty risky move. We see, oh, Louis clears out the first Hammer Bro, but then gets the runaway from the second. We see Lawso taking a bit of a safety here, going straight to 3-4, as he saw one of those bros was getting close to running away on his end. So Louis is going to have to hope here as he beats 3-4 that this bro comes back, otherwise he's going to have to take an intentional death here in 3-6.
Please come back, bro. And it doesn't look like you did. Oh,
and that's not a good spot for him to be in either, because he might run back now after this. We'll see what he does here. Okay, so Louis can at least get past this bro. We see Lawso trekking back there. The reason he went to 3-4 first was to kind of pick up that one bro that could potentially run away before he does so, and then heads back to get the other one. It saves some time over having that bro run away, so it's a little bit of a risk-averse kind of race strategy there. So Louis still has a little bit of a lead, but Lawso does have a Fire Flower, and he also does have kind of the correct bros. So Louis will have to either route an extra star in from a Hammer Bro, or just route a star out of his usage. So,
you know, now that I think about it, I believe Louis has had some pretty bad luck with that runaway bro in World 3 in most of his races. Every time I watched him race, like, he always got that runaway bro.
Man, I don't know what like the real odds on it are, because there's a lot of math going on with Hammer Bro RNG and stuff like that. But it definitely seems like there are just streaks where that bro just never stays around. We see Lawso unable to get that H jump, but gets through the H pretty quickly here.
Oh, 1 out of 2 H jumps, not bad.
So Louis is our first one into the Wendy fight here. But he's going to have a slight disadvantage as Wendy is a very, very difficult jump kill, but a pretty easy fire kill. So Lawso's going to have a little bit of an advantage here. And we do have to remember Lawso does have kind of all of the bros that he normally would get, whereas Louis is down a star. So a little bit of a deceiving lead here, but still pretty close overall. Oh, and we see Louis take a death. What happened?
Oh no!
This is going to get really sketchy depending on where this airship goes.
That's a very strange death, but luckily the airship
Ooh.
didn't really go away completely.
Yeah,
out of his reach.
That's really the luckiest spot for that to go. It's to go between 3.8 and 3.9. So Louis back on the airship here. I don't know how he... I don't know what happened there. He must have jumped just right before the bullet bill actually spawned? I don't know. This game has hitboxes, man. They're weird sometimes.
This is quite the video game. With questionable hitboxes.
For sure. But yeah, we're going to see Lawso does have a lead here. And he will have a faster and easier kill here on Wendy. Wendy's not too bad if you can be kind of aggressive with her and make sure she doesn't throw out those extra rings as the fight goes on. So if Louis is comfortable enough with that jump kill, he should be able to get out of here without too much trouble. But is a little bit scarier than just being able to stand on the flat ground and shoot fireballs at her.
And we see Lawso taking care of Wendy fairly easily with that flat ground.
Ooh, Louis takes a hit from the ring as he goes to jump.
Oof, that was close.
Does clean up the kill, so...
See, so it's a 16:33 for Louis, and Lawso grabbed it at 16:24, so about a 9-second lead.
Yeah, it looks like Louis just almost fell through that bullet bill looking back at this clip, which, yeah, I don't know what exactly happened there.
Very strange.
Shoutouts to Bustin'. It does indeed make Lawso feel good. So our runners moving into World 4, I think actually Lawso's one of the very few runners that would not list World 4 as one of their favorites. I know he doesn't really like this world too much, but a lot of other runners list World 4 as one of their absolute favorites. It's just some fun levels. The aesthetic is really cool with the whole giant world and all that. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, both of them getting through with P speed just fine. We're going to see what Louis does here with his power-up situation. While Lawso, I think he tried to grab a ice block there, but I think he missed it.
Yeah, the strat there in 4.2 is try to grab an ice block and jump at the same time in order to despawn one of those piranha plants. But good recovery there from Lawso, noticing that he missed it. And ooh, Louis just catches that corner to get into that fight.
Pixels, man. Alright, so now Lawso heading into 4-3 with the swag entry.
So nice sub-pixel there to enter that pipe in kind of higher than he should. But there's so much craziness in this race already. But 4-3 a really, really fun stage. The game really tests a lot of your abilities with these mechanics. And both our runners handling it very, very nicely. Very clean 4-3s from both.
I'll be honest, but I can't keep a straight face every time I see Lawso's background.
It's so good. That Lawso is no stranger to memeing it out during races. So both runners going to be picking up this cloud here. There's also two bros at the end here, one with a star, one with a P-wing. And there's also at the beginning of World 5, two bros, one with a star, one with a P-wing. And most runners elect to try and only get one P-wing out of all four of those bros. So there'll be some music box usage here, depending on how the luck goes, and they'll try to maneuver in such a way that they only get that one P-wing. So we'll see how it ends up for them.
Hopefully they don't get sniped in this level. This level's pretty infamous for that.
Lawso gets out. Louis gotta have to deal with this Lakitu, especially when something goes wrong in 4-4. You just have to really hope that the Lakitu doesn't do anything trolly to you. But both are runners able to get out without having to lose a power up there. So Lawso's going to use his music box here. It looks like Louis is going to... I don't know if he tried to scroll past that, bro. He
Maybe
grabs
he
the
saw it.
P-Wing here.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna have to fight the Star here. I don't think the Star can go anywhere. Yeah,
Oh.
the Star actually walks into him. So Louis deciding to fight the bros here, but that actually kind of works out for him. He was missing a Star from World 3. So now he's kind of back on track with his bros here. So maybe that's kind of why he elected to go that route.
Uh-oh, Louis.
Ooh, Louis having some trouble there, but able to get out.
Does lose the mushroom though.
Yeah, so we see Lawso cleaning up that boom boom kill. Louis missing the card, but gets out of there.
This is fine.
So see what Louis decides to do here. Normally, if you're missing a Fire Flower, you want to get that power up there, but it's actually faster to just not get this power up here, grab a mushroom on the airship itself. So it looks like that's what Louis is going to opt to do here.
Alright, so now we see Lawso entering the slowest airship, which moves at a blistering 15 pixels.
Oof.
So fast. And of course, Lawso getting the appropriate coin count for...
Nice coin count. It's actually, it's more than just memes, I swear. It's something we haven't talked about, I guess, yet. Coin chips being something you want to watch out for in this game. How that works is if your coin count is a multiple of 11, like 66, for instance, and the tens digit of your score is that same digit, it'll turn one of the normal Hammer Brothers in worlds 1, 3, 5, or 6 into a cloud ship, which is kind of nice if you're playing the game casually. You get to get some extra lives and have some fun, but it's a slow auto-scroller that you have to deal with, so it's something you don't want in speedrunning. And it just so happens that adjusting your coin count to 69 on the World 4 airship is a very nice coin count as you move into World 5, so most runners elect to do that. We see Louis doing that as well.
A double.
And that has, as usual, cleared up about 1 minute of the 2-minute World 4 auto-scroller.
Yeah, it's roughly about, what, 2.5 minutes, maybe? Give or take?
I think from, like, entering the castle to grabbing the wand, like 2.5 minutes or something like that. It's it's boring.
Yeah.
It's nothing you want to, you know, it's just something you got to deal with. Lawso does have a lead here, but there is, he's going to have to fight the bros in World 5, at least the bottom ones. He's going to have to try and get that P-Wing out of there, whereas Louis already does have his P-Wing, so this is a little closer than it looks, but I think Lawso, especially with having Fire Flower, does have a bit of a lead here, as we see he grabs the one at 22:53.
That
It
face.
shows off a nice wild turtle face there. I feel like 3 people in the world that are watching this know who Wild Turtle is. That's okay. Saves our bustin' king there as well.
Alright, so now we see Louis going up against Iggy here. He's going to grab the wand at approximately 23:32. Just slightly.
Yeah, so about a 50-second lead for Louis, or for Lawso as we move into World 5, but he is going to have to pick up that one extra bro, which is about 15 seconds, and he might end up getting 2 bros here, which would be about 30 seconds, so it's really closer to about a 30 to 35 second lead for Lawso as we move into World 5.
Alright, now we see Lawso entering 5-2, which does have the Pit of Despair. And he safely moves out of that way, because if he was able to, well, not able, but if he ends up going down to the bottom portion of the level, we're pretty much seeing an obstacle course, and I believe Cujo did route it out, but it's actually a lot faster to just take an intentional death and then just replay the level and go the top way.
Yeah, there's a P-speed route for the bottom of 5-2, but trust me, you do not want to see it ever.
It's atrocious.
Yeah, so definitely want to keep that top route in 5-2. Louis able to do the same. So Lawso moving through 5F1, it's what he lists as his favorite stage. It's another one of those stages like 4-3 where things just kind of line up and it looks really cool when you pull everything off, just how the enemies work and all that. So it's another really fun stage. So I'm not sure how these bros have lined up for Lawso here. He's going to fight this one. I'm not sure if this is the P-Wing or the Star. It is the Star.
There.
So let's see how this bro moves and how Lawso reacts to that. Ooh, and the bro runs away. So, okay, Lawso's decided just to skip this bro. So he's actually down a P-Wing. So he's going to have to adjust his strats more than likely in World 6, but we'll see. We'll kind of talk about that as it comes here. But moving in through the tower now, I know Lawso likes to go for a trick here. Does not get the Sunday sequence break. But the tower, one of those stages that very, very difficult to keep your P-speed throughout the entire thing. Very, very technical stage.
Okay, we did see Louis did put those bros to sleep right before he entered the fort, so he's going to go straight into the tower.
Yeah, so Louis did make up a little bit of time there, having to fight one less bro. Oh, actually gets tagged by the waffle there. Must have been just a little slow getting to that pipe.
And Lawso's into the sky portion of World 5. Getting through 5-4 with P-speed pretty nicely. Doing some little bit of wiggles because of those spinning platforms. They can pretty much troll you.
Yeah, 5-4 gets a lot of lag in that stage with everything moving, so if you kind of get off of your normal rhythm with it, it can be kind of hard to recover it. But a lot of the stages here in World 5 are above open pits. So World 5, the top part, maybe not the most difficult of stages, but definitely very unforgiving stages, as any mistake kind of causes a death. To see Louis getting actually hung up on one of those spinners, loses his P-speed, but looks like he's going to be able to get through the rest of the stage just fine here.
Yeah, that looked pretty scary on Louis' screen there.
I think we've seen people just like clip straight through spinners and die. Like, they make no sense sometimes.
Okay, so we see Lawso fighting a bro. This will have the music box, which he can use in World 7.
Oh man, I love that strat from Louis there. Able to pick up the backup mushroom and keep his P-speed. That's very, very difficult. As you see Lawso moving through 5-7 with P-speed as well. Alright, looks like Louis is going to also pick up the music box. They'll be using this music box in World 7 to put one of the plant stages to sleep. Lawso moving into 5F2 now, which somehow has lava both on the ceilings and on the floor. I don't know how Bowser was able to pull that off. It's a feat of modern engineering, honestly. You see Louis picking up a star in 5-7. I think he was trying to grab the Fire Flower as well as keep speed. Interesting strat there. But nonetheless does get out with fire at least. So that's he's kind of like finally back to that Fire Flower, which is kind of the power-up you want to have most of the time in this game, as it is going to do you the most favors.
Speaking of 5F2, there is actually a clip you can do at the very start of the level, but it is very risky to take because it'll end up in death if you miss it. But you can actually save roughly, I believe, 6 seconds.
Yeah, it saves 6 seconds if you get it, and that's only because the clip itself takes a very long time to get through. But it takes you straight to that Boom Boom room, so you don't have to go into that middle section. As we see Louis taking a hit from the cheeky dry bones at the end of 5F2. Not the worst thing in the world. 5-8 will play out the same. He'll be able to pick up a Fire Flower on the airship, so not the worst place to lose fire, but does have a slightly slower Boom Boom kill because of it. And it looks like Lawso's going to maintain this lead moving into World 6.
Gets the dark brown block.
Yeah, nice swag there using the scrolling up and down craziness that barely works in SMB3 to kind of glitch out that box. So I think Louis is actually down a star here compared to Lawso. Otherwise, and Lawso's down a P-Wing. So their inventories are both a little outside the norm here. But I think Lawso's going to have potentially a trickier time routing out this P-Wing compared to Louis having to route out a star.
Now, in this situation that Lawso is in, being short a P-Wing, do you think he would go for the wall jump in 6-9 or possibly play 6-10 and get the Fire Flower?
I'm not sure. I know he's been working, I think, here and there on the 6-10 fire route. We see a 30-10-1 grab for Lawso. But I'm not sure what he's going to decide to do. The 6-9 wall jump, a little bit, I would say, easier to pull off than the 6-10 fire route. But it kind of runs that risk of just not being able to find that magic pixel and get the frame to get over. We'll just have to see what Lawso decides to go with here. It's always interesting to see, especially in a race scenario, what the runners try to do.
Good point, good point. And then we see Lawso saving Gandalf, but has that...
That's the Ray Parker Jr. version of Gandalf.
Oh! Louis takes a hit on Roy.
Unable to keep fire here. Looks like he's going to wrap up with a 30-54 route, World 4. So about a 44-second lead for Lawso moving into World 6. We see Lawso using that hammer to skip past 6-1, 6-2, and 6-3. Gets another hammer right back and is able to head into 6F1.
Okay, Louis did say that he does have a star for 7F.
He might, yeah, he might just do starless 7-8, which is a strat a lot of people have been going for now, which would make him being quote-unquote down a star not a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, 7-2, definitely the stage you do want to have that star for. So we see Lawso's going to pick up this star here, hopefully carry it all the way to Boom Boom's room. And we're going to say hi, Boom Boom.
Bye, Boom Boom.
So the star actually does damage to Boom Boom every single frame and instantly takes his health from the 31 or 32 he starts with down to 0 and spawns an upside down question mark orb because that's the way the game was programmed. So you see Louis picking up that tail, using that to get the damage boost across. Oh, Lawso hit the corner there. Almost died, but is able to get out of 6-4. Louis also picking up that star here. 6-4, man, for whatever reason, sometimes becomes just the scariest stage.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so we see Lawso getting using his P-Wing in 6-5. He's gonna do a despawn strap for one of the nippers here, which he actually does get. So basically, you would have to tail whip 2 Buster Beetles and then run down a hill in order for the nipper to despawn. I think this also applies with the ice block as well because of how many sprites it has.
Yeah, it's just all about getting enough sprites on screen when the game tries to spawn the nippers that there's just no sprite slots for it to spawn it into. So all of that kind of coming together in order to do that.
It is actually possible to despawn both of them, but is it actually more harder to get that strat?
Yeah, as long as you're able to spawn or despawn just one of them, everything kind of just works out. We see Louis here going with a strat that does get 1 despawn. Actually despawns the one on the left, so I'm able to get out of it here. As we see Lawso moving through 6F3, or 6F2, excuse me. We did see Lawso was able to buffer past. There's 2 bros here at the end of World 6. One of them has a star, the other has a cloud. Runs obviously wanting to get that cloud, wanting to skip past that star. Lawso was able to actually buffer past the star bro using the screen transition and get the one he wanted. We see Louis here also picking up the cloud. He's going to hope that this bro does not walk over to the right, forcing him to fight him. All right, so it looks like both of our runners getting pretty decent luck here in World 6 with the bros.
Okay, so we see Lawso take an intentional damage boost here, getting that big H jump. He doesn't necessarily need the leaf moving forward in this world.
Yeah, I guess we haven't really talked about it. It's generally faster to stay as Big Mario or just something without a tail, as anytime you jump with the tail, it does start to remove your horizontal momentum, and anytime you jump with P-speed and a tail, you actually start to have a timer that'll just kill your P-speed. You see Lawso going for the 6-10 fire strat here, is unable to keep his P-speed, but does pick up that fire flower. See Louis having a little trouble getting the P-speed he wants, but is able to get over the H and is able to avoid the Buster Beetle and get out of 6-8 here.
Very nicely done.
So Lawso has actually gone to 6-10 in order to kind of route out that P-Wing he did not have. But he's going to be able to pick up a little bit of time here, maybe in this 6F3 fight, as well as potentially the Lemmy fight. Well, we see Louis just flying over 6-9 using that P-Wing to get over the stage nice and easy.
I think Lawso tried to go for the clip at the end.
It looked like he was setting up for it, which is super risky when you're going for 6-10 fire route. You can actually clip into that last section. Saves about 4 or 5 seconds, I think. But if you go a little short, you'll actually run into the spikes, lose your power up. Not too big of a deal when you're Big Mario, but if you're Fire Flower Mario, it obviously loses you some of that extra time you would have saved from the 6-10 route. So Lawso, again, the first one into the World 6 airship. I think both runners having more or less the same kind of World 6. Nothing too crazy on either end.
Yeah, Louis is getting ready to enter the airship himself. I wonder if Lawso is going to go for that swag clip here.
You gotta go for the swag clip. It lets you not play the video game for 15 seconds, which is great.
Of course, Lawso tricking everybody thinking that he's dead, but he's not.
Ooh, doesn't get it the first time. He's got another opportunity here. Gets it the second try, nice and easy. So just clips up there. Now the auto-scroller will just scroll by itself for the next 15 seconds. Lawso doesn't have to play the game.
Yep,
and speaking of clips,
oh, yes,
7-1 clip coming up. One of the kind of major turning points in one of these races it can be. How many attempts on the 7-1 clips do you think for both of our runners?
I'm gonna go with you know, I've been picking 3 a lot, so I'm gonna go 3 for both guys.
See, Lawso trying to get in there and actually get kind of stuck up against Lemmy to get a fire kill there. Is unable to do it, but does clean up the jump kill. Looks like a 37.04 on the wand grab for Lawso. I think I kind of want to see this race kind of tighten up a little bit. I'm going to go like 10th try for Lawso, macaroni and cheese for Louis. First try.
Alrighty, so we will see what happens in 7-1. Now we see Louis heading into oh gosh, Lemmy.
Yeah, our boy Lemmy.
Grabs the wand at 37.34.
So about a 30-second lead. Louis caught up a little bit, but Lawso was still a pretty solid lead here. Ooh, Lawso looked like he got sub-pixeled there. This actually is a sub-pixel perfect trick, but does get it third try. Not too bad. You can do everything right, and the game can just decide, no, you don't have quite enough sub-pixel speed in order to clip in there, and it looks like that's what happened to Lawso on the first one, but third try, not too bad.
All right, now we're going to see Louis attempt the 7-1 clip. Okay, so we do see that Lawso was trying to get P-Speed in 7-2. And he's taking an intentional damage boost because he doesn't need the Fire Flower throughout most of this world. And we see Louis having a little bit of trouble
here, yeah. Does get in eventually there. That is still faster than going into the stage. But unfortunately for Louis, it's going to lose some time to Lawso on that.
How many tries was that? Did you?
I think it was at least 10. I wasn't counting for sure, because I did see Lawso did have a little bit of trouble getting that P-Speed right at the beginning of 7-2. 12, I see from the chat, so.
That was 12? Okay. Okay, so there's a star that Louis is using for 7-2. He wants to remain being big for this section. He may take an intentional hit here. Doesn't really need to, but most of the time, sometimes that nipper can be in the way, so sometimes runners will just opt to take an intentional damage boost.
Yeah, sometimes you get a Piranha Plant that just kind of spawns, and you just got to deal with it. Luckily, 7-3 plays out about the same whether you're big or a small Mario, and as we see here, Lawso using a P-Wing here at the beginning of 7F1. 7F1, another kind of find the tail and use it to fly up to the exit stage, but you just use a P-Wing in the speedrun and it's nice and easy. You see Louis unable to actually get that P-Speed at the beginning of 7-3. Just going to have to do some backup strats here. Gets hit, but hopefully we'll be alright here.
Yeah, able to recover from that a little bit of a mishap in the beginning of 7-3. We're going to see Lawso use up another P-Wing in this stage, which is another vertical level. You can actually clip into that corner as well, but it's actually more faster to just use the P-Wing instead.
Yeah, it actually saves just a slight bit of time to use the P-Wing, and also a lot easier, obviously, than having to try and get that clip. So about a 2-stage lead for Lawso here as he moves into the end of World 7 here. It'll be interesting to see kind of what route our runners go for. They have one more cloud in their inventory to use, and most runners will use them either in 7-9, 7F2, or 8F. And depending on which stage they use it on kind of will dictate their strats the rest of the run. We'll see which routes our runners decide to go for here. So Lawso has cleaned up 7-8 here and keeps his tail. So I'm guessing that means he's going to cloud over 7-9 and go into 7F2. Decides just to go to okay, so he must want to fly here? Very confused. Okay, picking up the Fire Flower. All right.
It's going to go for the clips.
Yeah, gotta go for the 7-9 clips here. You know, Louis entering into 7-8, this is kind of where he's routing out that star that Lawso used. Just doing it starless. So Lawso gets those first 2 clips, decides not to go for the 3rd and 4th. You actually, if you're going to clip across the bottom, you need to have big in order to do it, and if you get that first clip, you need to get the second one to get out. The game doesn't expect you to be in there otherwise. Same with the 3rd and 4th clips. So Lawso having a little trouble with those clips, decides just to go around here for 7-9. As you see, Louis deciding to head into 7F2.
Looks like he's getting through that first section just fine, and I believe he's going to take an intentional damage boost here. Yes, he does. Because you can actually get 2 sets of Fire Flowers in the airship, so...
Yeah, so Louis is going to save a little bit of time due to doing 7F2. That stage ends up being a little faster, especially with the number of attempts it took Lawso to get those clips, but it looks like Lawso's still going to have a lead. Moving through World 7 airship. That 7-1 really costing Louis a lot of time that he would have saved here.
And of course, the World 7 airship is the longest airship in the game. It's roughly about the same amount of time that World 4 airship is, although this one does move at the normal 30 pixels.
Yeah, this airship just happens to be so very long that it ends up being the longest auto-scroller of the game.
Alright, so now we're going to see Louis reclaim his power-ups in this airship. Lawso just kind of hanging around, jumping from platform to platform until he reaches Ludwig.
Yeah, Ludwig, another one of the bros that can stomp the ground, so it's... kind of a bit of a nervous kill, but normally if you kind of do the same thing every time on him, you don't really have to worry too much about it. I think Louis might have been setting up for a fire kill. We'll see if he's able to get it. Could save a little bit of time here going for that.
Alright, so while we're pretty much sitting on this airship for a little bit, why not we talk about the hands in the next world?
I suppose we could.
So in World 8, there are 3 hands that can grab you randomly. And for both runners, if you... Let me see if we can start the thing here. Oh, thank you, Mr. Keb, for starting that. So yeah, just basically get your guesses in to see how many hands that both runners will get. And this will actually count if a runner dies in a hand level. It'll still be counted as a hand. Now, as far as percentages goes, I believe it's like 50-50 for just one hand, correct?
Yeah, each hand is a 50-50.
Okay, then the chances of getting like all 3 hands or 0 hands, it's a mathematical equation.
Yeah, it ends up being 1 in 8 to get all 3 or to get 0.
Yeah. All right, so now we see Lawso entering the first of 4 auto scrollers in this world. We got the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Super Tank.
Yeah, just in case you were like, man, that World 7 airship was just a lot of fun. Too bad we're not getting any more auto-scrollers. Don't worry. We got plenty for him here in World 8. It becomes actually like really, like even though they're auto-scrollers and it's like something you've done, you know, hundreds of billions of times, there's always just a little bit of nerves anytime you're on these in a race or on a good pace because you're just kind of constantly thinking about those hand levels coming up and how they're going to treat you.
Yeah, and usually like auto scrollers, like you tend to zone out a little bit, or you may not kind of stand around, not really pay attention. There will be like instances where sometimes a bullet bill or a bomb can just like kind of hit you, so you will lose your power up that way. So especially in World 8, since they're like pretty much approaching the end of the race here, it's very crucial to like keep your power ups.
Yeah, they definitely want to keep their fire flower, hopefully all the way to the end here.
Yeah,
we do see our runners doing a little bit of manipulation of those bombs there in order to reduce some lag, but that's about the only real speed, quote-unquote, tech you'll see in these stages.
Lawso does get the sock. We're going to see if Louis doesn't get the sock here when he faces the burrow.
Yeah, that's one little tiny bit of luck. If you can kill that boomerang bro before he throws his boomerang out, the game will spawn that star a little bit sooner, as the game waits for everything to be off screen before it spawns whatever thing you've just won. But it's completely due to luck. You have to get the bro to walk forward and also not throw right away. You see Louis gets the bro to walk back, so he's going to have to wait as well. I guess we haven't called yet what you think. I'm gonna hope that this race tightens up. I want to see 3 for Lawso, none for Louis. I think that would make the race really close all of a sudden.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say 2 for Lawso, 1 for Louis.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, it would be pretty awesome to see a crazy finish for this race as well.
Yeah. I mean, Louis had some pretty sour luck. He had the World 3 runaway. World 4 was kind of interesting for him. 7-1 was just not treating him well. I think he's due for some good luck. Not that that means anything to this game, but I could see it happening.
See Lawso going for that boat swag.
Yeah, boat swag very important. Isn't just a stupid thing that we came up with that'll determine hands. It's totally for real. We'll see how Lawso fares here on the hands.
Gets 1.
Gets grabbed by the 3rd. So if he can make it out of here, that'll be just 1 hand for him. And looks like he's going to be out of there nice and easy. So 1 hand, not bad at all.
Very nice for Lawso. And I believe each hand is roughly 20 seconds-ish.
Yeah, the second hand's a little bit shorter, but all of them ended up being around 20 to 25. So can be a pretty big swing, depending on if one runner gets a lot and one runner gets none. As you see Louis getting grabbed by the very first hand. This is actually the longest hand, so Louis is already kind of locked in, worse luck than Lawso here on the hands. And he's still got 2 more to go.
As far as that fast airship, I believe that moves at 60 pixels.
Yeah, this one moves twice as fast as any normal auto scroller, so this one is this moves at 60 pixels per second. Can be a little crazy, as you do have to deal with all those rocky wrenches that have just enough time to throw 1 wrench in front of you, 1 behind you, but with the fire flower, it makes it a little easier to deal with those. And we see, it looks like 2 hands for Louis. So he's on the fast airship as Lawso's just ending it.
All right, so roughly a stage lead for Lawso. A stage and a half, maybe.
Yeah, this is, I would say at this point, kind of Lawso's race to lose. Not that these stages left are gimmies. These are very, very difficult stages to get through, but Lawso has a pretty comfortable lead here moving into 8-1.
He tried to get P-Speed there. He does lose fire. I'm going to see what he'll do for 8-2. As Louis is just about to approach the Boom Boom layer.
So it looks like Lawso's just gonna plow through 8-2 as Big Mario here. He might just try to just damage boost up the climb here, as he does have a tail that he could use before 8F. We'll see what he decides to do here. Looks like he's just gonna try and avoid these piranha plants.
Okay, not a bad idea. And the sun was pretty nice too.
Yeah, a lot of times, especially when you kind of get out of your normal rhythm for 8-2, you're kind of at the mercy of the sun, but luckily, treating Lawso just fine. He's going to be able to move into 8F here, pick up this Fire Flower right in the beginning of the stage, and hopefully hang on to that one for the rest of the race. 8F is the last chance in the run to grab a Fire Flower, and it saves a lot of time on the Bowser fight, so very important that you leave 8F with a Fire Flower.
All right, now we see Louis getting through 8-2. Let's see what's he going to do with this part here.
Very nice climb, managing that P-Speed, taking out all those piranha plants. Jumps a little early there to avoid the sun, but bounces on that music box. Very nice 8-2 from Louis.
Yeah, and then we see Lawso getting the first cycle P-switch there. Taking care of Boom Boom.
So Lawso moving on to the Super Tanks, the last auto-scroller of the game, the objectively easiest level in the game. But I know Lawso doesn't go for the strat, so I won't talk about it. I think Louis might. I don't know yet. We'll see.
Oh, wait.
I mean, he didn't do it at the beginning, though. He's already bailed out of the strat. So, look at it. Look at He's not even holding right now. Unreal. Louis also picking up that 1 cycle 8F. He'll be moving on to the Super Tanks as well. It's my strat. I came up with it. Karua's strat is different, and I will not hear any different. Yeah, my boy Louis, he's going for it. Alright, this is the world-famous, patented, Day 1 affiliate, Oglib Super Tank strat, TM with a vengeance. All you have to do is just hold right, spam those fireballs, and jump anytime it looks like you need to jump. You will never take a hit on these Super Tanks. I knew Louis wouldn't let me down.
I'll be honest with you, I can never get that name right, like every time I commentated a race.
I mean, it honestly, I don't even know I think that's what we're at now. I think we've had a couple of different modifiers added on during this tournament as people just decide to throw on extra stuff. It's just, I just want people to know that I came up with this strat, and it's very important because it's an auto-scroller.
That is definitely Glib's strat, ladies and gentlemen.
But Lawso moving into Bowser's Castle now is able to get that castle clip, saving him 1.5 seconds. And they'll be moving up this climb here, really trying to hang on to that Fire Flower.
And he gets that free 1-up clip as well, in which Nintendo Power does actually mention in their guide.
Yeah, the most electric clip in sports entertainment, the People's Clip. Lawso taking it safe here in this statue room, wants to keep his fire, obviously doesn't want to die, but he is now 35 fireballs away from victory here on Bowser. He's standing a little bit far to the right, gets a decent pattern from Bowser there, clears him out, shows off Bowser's hitbox still being active even after being dead, and looks like Lawso will be taking this victory.
Attack beyond the grave. Alright, now we're going to see Lawso finishing first here with an official SRL time of 54:21. GG to Lawso.
Yeah, GG's to Lawso. He'll be moving on. We'll see if we can get him in for an interview. Meanwhile, Louis wrapping up his Bowser kill as well.
Nicely done.
Yeah, just as we expected, pretty close race here, but Lawso able to take the victory.
Alright, we're going to see what Louis ends up on. And he gets an official SRL time of 54:54.
So GG's to both runners. I think we have Lawso here with us right now. Welcome, Lawso. Congratulations on the win.
Hi, thanks. That was a run of Mario 3.
Sure was. I mean, overall, I don't think you had any like really crazy mistakes anywhere. Things just kind of nice and I think maybe 2-3 was like the really the wildest stage for you.
Yeah, I mean, I was only like 40 seconds off of my PB, or can I do math? Yeah, about 40 seconds off my PB, and I probably lost like 20 something seconds on 2-3. So
yeah. But yeah, I mean, otherwise things went. I mean, a 7-3 went pretty well. You navigated not having that P-wing and rolled 5 by going with the 6-10 route. That more or less worked out, I would say. Overall, pretty solid run.
Can we talk about how that idiot did not throw the ice block?
I don't know.
I had the strat for the first time in a run ever, and the idiot did not throw an ice block.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened there. I'm not familiar with that specific 610 strat to say exactly what went wrong, but yeah, he just didn't throw the block to give you that fire flower, unfortunately.
Oh, that was a tilter. Like, oh, I was so mad. But I don't know. Like, yeah, it seemed like a run. Like, I really can't. I don't remember anything about it, so it like nothing terrible happened.
Right. Yeah, for sure. But yeah. You will be moving on. Let's take a look at our bracket real quick. Looks like you will be awaiting the winner of the Mitch Flower Power Horsted race on the other side of our losers bracket. So pretty tough opponent, no matter which way you slice it. Is there any specific one you want to face off against? Any of the two runners you want to call out right here, right now?
It's what, Mitch and Horsted?
And Horsted, yeah.
I'm kind of hoping for the rematch against Horsted.
That's fair. That's fair. Try to get that revenge. Well, actually, no, you beat Horsted.
Yeah, I beat him. I wanna prove myself.
Dang.
Prove it wasn't a fluke.
That'd be intense.
It was a fluke, by the way. Just it was a fluke.
But GG's to Louis. That is the end of his tournament race. I think he is in the chat. I don't know, Louis, if you have any final thoughts about this game. I'm sure there's quite a few you might come up with. But thank you very much for all your runs and races in this tournament. It's been a joy to watch you improve as a player over the course of this tournament. So GG's to you, man.
Yeah, two things. One, he did apologize to me for forcing me to play more Warpless in the race chat.
That's, you know what? Yeah, that is Louis might be the real winner here. He doesn't have to play Warpless anymore. And as somebody who doesn't have to play Warpless anymore, I can tell you it's a good feeling. It's a real good feeling.
Yeah, also, and I also just want to give Louis a shout out. Dude just dropped a 111 in Hundo. He is immensely talented. I don't know. I don't hear people talking about him outside of outside of the community, and I feel like that's a shame. Like, he is an amazing Mario runner, Mario 3, Mario World. Like, dude has just got skills.
He's got the 96 exit world record, by the way, just in case you were unaware of that, and also putting up some sick times in SMB3. So I don't know, if for some reason you don't know who Louis is, learn who he is, because he's a great runner. But let's take a look at the Sky. I guess, Sonic, if you have any other questions, go ahead, fire them off.
I got none. Actually, you pretty much nailed them all on the head. And it's been an honor calling this race with you, Glib, especially watching Lawso and Louis play this race. It was very close from start to finish. Definitely a fun watch. Yeah,
this is a really good race to watch, for sure. But let's take a look at the schedule. As mentioned, there is that Mitch Flower Power Horsted match on the other side of the losers bracket. I don't think we have that scheduled just yet, but hopefully working on getting that scheduled soon, because that's kind of where we're at. We're kind of cleaning up that losers bracket. We do have Cujo, IHSV waiting in losers finals for whoever kind of survives the losers bracket, and then When Chuck Attacks, our winners final, sitting up there in grand finals, waiting on whoever makes it out. And I don't know, Lawso, you're here. What were our plans for the grand finals? Was it going to be a potential bracket reset, or what was? I don't remember what we even had for that.
It is a potential bracket reset. So
okay,
Chuck
so
is gonna have to
best of
lose
threes.
twice if he is to be taken down.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. And speaking of best of threes, that will be a best of three. Your match up against Mitch or Horstad. That is where the losers bracket starts around the best of threes. So
yeah,
tons of more action still.
Thanks, Louie.
Coming up.
I appreciate it.
But looking at our speed gaming schedule, looks like we've got some other runs going on right now on all the other channels here. Looks like Undertale's going on over at Speed Gaming 2. We've got the Final Fantasy 1 randomizer bonus stream going on Speed Gaming main, as well as Final Fantasy co-op randomizer. I'm not sure exactly. I'm looking at schedules. It's confusing. And then over on Speed Gaming 4 and Speed Gaming 5, we've got the Super Metroid plus Link to the Past randomizer, combo randomizer co-op tournament. Oof. So that's a really cool one to watch as well. And it looks like coming up in about an hour or so, we've got another one of the Link to the Past randomizer summer qualifier racers coming up here on Speed Gaming 3. So lots of varied action, lots of cool stuff to watch. So be sure to check out any of the Speed Gaming family of networks to see some good action here. But I think that's going to do it for me. I want to thank Supersonic for joining me on the mic tonight.
Thanks for having me, and thank you, Lawso, for making me laugh with your background.
Yeah, that's one good thing is we get more memes. At least 2 more races of good memes. I'm excited for that.
I can't speak to my player skill, but I've got memes, man.
Shout out to you,
I couldn't keep a straight face the whole time every time I saw that Fireflower Mario looking out his window. Like, I tried so hard not to laugh, but I kept it cool. But I was laughing a lot inside.
Shout outs to Push to Talk. Definitely helping out that respect. And once again, big shout outs to Tech over at Speed Gaming for hosting this tournament, putting on all these restreams for us, doing all the really heavy lifting behind the scenes while we just sit around and meme and talk about Mario 3.
Shout outs to Tech. Appreciate you guys.
But that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks everybody for watching, and have a great evening.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.